speaker. We have Daphne now. I think she is. Why having conscious leaders make
Hello.
Hi. Oh yeah, you are there. Beautiful. For a company and employees, bringing diversity, reducing inequalities, providing decent work. This is by if I'm pronouncing your name properly, is it Daphne Morales or
Daphne Morales, yes.
Daphne Morales? Yes, beautiful. Okay. So she's French with double nationality, French and Guatemalan. She lived in 5 countries and visited more than 65 countries. She worked with more than 30 different nationalities in more than 10 geographies. And this has given her a high sensitivity to recognize high value in difference and to boost others' ideas and celebrate diversity as a business enabler. Beautiful. With more than 18 years of human resources, experience within multiple businesses units in an academic sector and consumer goods, industry is big multinationals as in e-commerce, European companies. She truly believes on talent development as the basic to deliver solid business results. What a beautiful introduction, Daphne. We are just waiting to hear from you and learning much more from you. I used to think because being a medical doctor, I thought I was doing some great piece of work, but I never understood that how business people are doing so much great work without making any noise. Of course, they have to earn money, that is fine, but they are doing a lot of good to the humanity. So I have a lot to learn from people like you. The floor is yours, Daphne, please.
Thank you so much, and thank you. I saw your presentation, and it's outstanding what you are doing as well, and how you're helping people with all those disabilities. So thank you very much for your presentation. I'm so happy. I'm sorry I couldn't put the background. I have no idea why, but it's okay.
That's fine. Somebody help me to do it. We are not very good in we are learning. We are all learning. That's fine. No problem. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this topic for me, I have so much passion for this topic about leadership, about everything regarding how leaders really impact the people. And it strikes me a lot, because if you see, more than 80% of people actually resigned to a bad leader instead to the company. So it's so huge, this. And for me, being a conscious leader, it's beyond just leadership. It goes a little bit above that. It's for Boreal, actually, our company, the consulting company. It's a way of being, and it's a way of thinking as well. And it has actually 3 things which we take together to build a conscious leader, which is empathy, consistency, and vulnerability. We have seen that these 3 things together makes a huge impact in people. And this, why and how we came up with this, it's because some research we have been doing as a company, and also because of the experience we have had with many leaders. The interesting part is you can think you are a conscious leader, and you could, and you might, but probably sometimes you are not really totally a conscious leader. And the interesting part of this is having 3 things to get this together. It's how you can juggle them around to make sure every time you have these 3 things together, which makes it a lot more challenging and very, very interesting. So now connecting being a conscious leader to sustainability, it's the interesting part, because here, if every one of us could be a conscious leader all the time, us getting to the sustainability goals and doing them would be easier. But for example, a conscious leader has the ability to identify that gender diversity is not just important, it will also bring great stuff to the business. And when thinking about diversity, it's not just about talking about it, it's doing it. So if a leader says, yeah, I'm a conscious leader, And then he only has male people in his team. Is he really? So it's just that about this conscious leadership acting as you praise, as you say. What you say is what you get. And you also get to understand deeply your people. You really and genuinely care about them. You are connected with them and you want the best for them. And of course, you want the best for the world. Today, if we don't move together and forward for a sustainable day and for a sustainable time, well, the world is not going to wait for us. We really need to step up and move ahead. And every decision that we make needs to be conscious with our people, in our house, with everything. And the industry also, we need to be those conscious leaders that push. You know, I really like to follow Greta. She's of course, from Sweden. And being in Sweden is so amazing to hear her constantly, closely. And she has always said, we need to be the pressure to the system. So as leaders, we need to be that pressure to the system. We need to be the ones asking, why are we not hiring more women? Or we need to ask, why is this company not being giving the correct things to people, the correct things to employees? So this is a challenge that constantly we get into when working with companies as well and when developing people. And it's amazing when you start seeing people developing towards these three things and managing this, the empathy, the vulnerability, and the consistency towards a business. It just brings so much light towards it. It develops the business in so much interesting ways. So the thing here is, how can we be conscious leaders? How can we make sure that each of our decisions are being conscious towards our people, towards our family, towards us as well? A lot of times we forget about us. How are we treating us? How are we treating our families? How are we treating our employees? And of course, how are we treating the planet with this? So this is a little bit about what I wanted to share with you. It's been amazing, the journey of discovering this conscious leadership and how this affects. And for me, seeing it, how it affects so much the sustainability is just eye-opening. And if every one of us is able to do this constantly and in our day-to-days, we could definitely make a better world and a more sustainable one. So I would like to see if anyone has questions or comments, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Daphne. And I think people must be having questions. We are seeing if anybody is raising hands or if there's a question in the chat. Maybe Dawn will let us know. Or they can also write to you.
Of course.
You have your address, email
Yes.
address, and the details of your company.
Yes.
And people will be able to write to you, right?
Please just, yes, definitely. Just contact me, write me, ask me. I will be so happy to share my thoughts.
Just, you know, to give some more comments on what, because, you know, coming from a medical background and always taking care of patients and the poor people, we think we are the ones who are more have empathy, and we understand what is sympathy, and we think business people are, you know, they are only there to make money, but that's not true, right? When I listen to you, you have such a beautiful heart, and the work you are doing is obviously going to help so many more people around you. And I think when everybody knows that we cannot do it all of us cannot do everything that we think about that we want to do. Obviously, we need more partners. We need a lot of like-minded people together to have this movement going forward. But at the same time, when you see so much happening, so much good happening, and I said that earlier in the day that, we have to connect those dots. So these are the kind of little dots that, if something sticks to your mind, and the way you presented your work has made me to remember you, So it's not easy to forget people. So it's not about business. It is the core feeling, is the core thing that you are doing is helping the humanity. So
Yes.
what you earn, the business is part of it, because if you don't have funds, you cannot help anyone. So, I mean, there is nothing wrong in having rightful business, in earning money in the rightful manner. But the problem is when people become selfish, and that is what you talked about, that do business, but be empathetic.
Yes.
Care about other people, care about yourself, care about family around you. I think that was wonderful. Definitely. I think there's a lot of learning from what you spoke. So thank you very much for being with us. And we look forward to having many more meetings with you.
Thank you. So do I.